Hey, what's going on? Don't anticipate anybody on tonight. I am just late Saturday or Sunday night um collection update live stream. I intended this to be a video. In fact, I shot a video today and did not have my interface set up correctly, so it only recorded one audio channel. So, after spending half the day furiously trying to fix that, I decided that it was just crap and I'm just going to do the old collection update streaming. That way I don't have to spend 2 days to upload it because my computer's so slow. It's all going to be good. And thanks for the 5 people watching. You must have nothing else better to do on a Sunday night either. And let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm still figuring out this interface, and if it's too loud or too much gain, let me know in the comments of the chat. That would be super helpful. But anyway, yes, long overdue collection update. I've kind of just been Heavy Metallurgy has been doing a lot of the heavy lifting for this and channel, and I realized that I have kind of gotten out of step with doing collection updates, which I think we're offering a lot more doing the other thing, the discussions and having people on talking about records. But okay, hey Dan, thanks a lot for letting me know. Hey Phil. People still like to see collection updates, so I'm going to try to oblige, and I will try to interact with whoever is in the chat. It's somewhat. I'm going to try to forge ahead. I've already talked about this whole stack of stuff once today. As I said, I recorded the video, and yeah, it's about 40 minutes of my life I'll never get back. So I should know exactly what I need to say here, but let's get started. I got a stack of some CDs and some records. I also have a stack of electronic stuff here too, which I've been meaning to get to. I don't know if it's enough stuff to do a solely electronic update, but if we go through this quick, maybe I'll talk about some of it today, maybe not. But we're going to start off. About a month ago, me and King Frehley went through the hey Tim, we went through the Kiss discography. One of my lifelong loves is musically has been Kiss. They're the band responsible for appealing to my musical side as a kid. So they got me on the journey. So love them or hate them, they're a big part of my life. And my buddy Zoller lives out in New York, said that Ace Frehley was coming and wanted me to come out and go to the show with him. And I made the comment, I've been watching some Ace Frehley videos online of his current tour, and he's one of 3 guitar players, and he is not the best guitar player in his own band. As a matter of fact, his voice sounds ragged. His playing is sloppy. I mean, he's playing songs that he's been doing for 45, 50 years, and he still kind of sucks at them, so I said, Ace just isn't what he used to be. I don't know what the problem is, but Craig said I needed to check out this album, Ace Frehley's Space Invader. In fact, Zoller sent this to me, and I'll be damned, a little shocked. It's pretty good. It's surprisingly good. There's a bunch of songs on here. There's 2 songs on here I don't like. The main one being The Joker, which is a Steve Miller cover. Unnecessary, completely unnecessary. And there's one other one. I think it was I Want to Hold You, I think. Nope, What Every Girl Wants. So that was the one. Hey, what's up, Jurgen? Hey, how's your liquidation going, man? I've been meaning to get a hold of you. Maybe do a little sit and chat and drink, but we'll get to that later. I'm surprised how much I like this. And, granted, he's got a backup band here. There's some people doing some other things, but he plays guitar and bass on every song on here. And the guitar playing is quite good. The production is quite good. His singing is really good. I don't see, granted, you can fix a lot of things with, technology these days. So who knows how much of this is actually Ace, but, kind of impressed with this. I've listened to it 4 or 5 times. It's been fun. It's heavy. the great guitar solos. I don't know, man. I don't know how it's not translating to the live world. I mean, Ace, I guess you need to practice in between, man. It's just you shouldn't be that sloppy on shit that you wrote and been playing for 50 years. That's just my opinion. But next up, I bought some stuff from Melanie. Melanie from Melanie Loves Death Metal. Check out her YouTube channel, and she has a little distro. Hey, Glenn. She's got a distro. I put a link in the description to the distro. I bought two records from her. I can't remember. Oh, Parallax Seclusion. Two Parallax Seclusion albums that have been kind of hard for me to find because I'm always late to the party on the hype bands, and they're a hype band, but they kind of deserve it. It's pretty good stuff, pretty good death metal. She had the two releases on vinyl in her shop. So I bought those, and the package came, and she filled it up with some other things, which was very, very, very kind of her. And I think I have them all here. If not, fuck me. But no, I think we got it. So yeah, I was surprised to see this is a one-man death metal band. Yeah, those Parallax demos are really good. Sober on the frit. Well, I got some Guinness for you if you want to slum it with some candy beer. This is the band Thorn. They're from Phoenix, Arizona. It's a one-man death metal project, which one-man death metal projects, they're out there. I mean, everybody I think knows if you're into brutal death metal. There was the band Putrid Pile back in the day. I think they're still active. I saw them once live at a Ohio Death Fest. And I thought it was quite ballsy of the guy to hit play on the recorder and go up there with his guitar and sing and play along basically to a whole backing track. But anyway, this guy in Thorn, this album is the debut, Crawling Worship. Very well written and kind of unique death metal. The guy does not hide the fact that he's using either drum kit from hell or Superior Drummer. Either it's definitely tune track type stuff by the sounds of it to me, having used that stuff myself. It's noticeable, but it does not detract from the fact that these songs are quite unique. Oh, I've heard about this, Nikki. I have not checked it out yet. How's it comparable to Rush? I mean, obviously it's a different band, but can you tell there's a little of that in there? Anyway, Thorn. I've got this on vinyl already, but it's very cool to have it on CD. And like I said, unique death metal, unique twists and turns in the music. Doesn't sound like everybody right now. And you can tell he's got one of those kill switch buttons on his guitar. So he throws that type stuff into a couple of the riffs, which is always good for a kind of a chuckle. And she also sent his second album that just came out called Yawning Depths, which I'm very appreciative of her sending because I've been curious about this. Again, it may not be as good as a debut, but it is just as solid, just as well written, maybe a little bit better produced. I think the drum mix is a little bit better too. But yeah, really good album for sure. She also sent this one, 1914, Where Fear and Weapons Meet, which I already own. So Melanie, I will be passing this along down the VCLT line. But these guys are great. I've talked about them on the channel before. They're a Ukrainian band. Hopefully they are safe, or what a freaking nightmare going on over there right now. But this album, these guys remind me of if Bolt Thrower and Hypocrisy combined. I think it's a little more on the Hypocrisy side, but all war themed. They typically stick around the World War I themes. A more brutal Sabaton, if you will. Very good stuff. This is a really good album. The one before it is really good as well. I do not have their debut, but thank you, Melanie, for this. And the best one of the bunch that she sent, which I've been, again, when people are hyping stuff, I typically turn the other way on that. I don't know why. It seems like a turnoff to me. I want to discover it on my own. I don't know. It's kind of stupid to say that, but she sent this Warflirch CD called Psychedelic Realms of Hell. These guys are fucking pretty damn good. Completely not like everybody in the old school death metal scene that's happening right now. They have more of a psychedelic bend to them, which you can kind of see by the fucked up color scheme going on the cover here. The music, it kind of transcends into the music as well. Try to talk here and keep up with the chat. Sorry, folks. Really squirrely death metal. They really kind of live in a mid-paced snarl, and there's some psychedelic type stuff waving in and out of there, weaving in and out of there. I don't know if it's synth or what. I've only listened to it a couple times, but it's going to be revisited. Out of all the modern death metal bands trying to sound old, these guys they're writing some cool stuff. They got a mid-ranged vocal death metal style. It's very cool, very good album. And by the time I decided, okay, I'm going to check it out, everybody's ranting and raving about Warflirch. I went over to their Bandcamp page, and of course, everything was sold out. So always late to the party, but Melanie had my back on this one. Thank you, Melanie. I really appreciate it. And again, if anybody wants to check out her distro, I think it's Born Dead something or other. It's links in the description of this show. And also she has Melanie Loves Death Metal on YouTube, which is very, very cool as well. Next up, let's talk about this. I don't think I have done so yet. Nikki is Warflirch. It's old school death metal, but it's got a really weird, twisted angle to it. Check out their Bandcamp page for sure. I liked it. It because it doesn't sound like everybody else, and you know, I really like old school death metal, of course, but I've made no bones about the new modern era trying to sound old. It's different than it was back in the old days. It was more riff oriented back then. Nowadays it's more sound oriented. These guys got riffs. They've got riffs, and they got some interesting ideas that are a little off the beaten path. So definitely check them out for sure. Again, getting back to this, I have not talked about this yet. I don't think. Let's talk about Voivod Synchro Anarchy. Over on Jeff Kiefer's channel, Metal Madness 66, myself, Matt from The Dark Path, and Devin from Maze of Torment, and of course Jeff, we had a 2-part Voivod deep dive. So I've already kind of talked about all I'm probably need to talk to about this album, but I knew it was going to be a good album. The Wake was fantastic, the best album they've done in years, and this album is a definite step, evolving step from The Wake. This is a lot. How do I get into this? I was listening to Nothing Face the other day, and I was reminded at how the interplay between Piggy and Blackie, the way the guitar and bass were each playing something different, but the way the instruments interplay with each other, it sounded like two guys that had been playing together for a very long time, knew what each other had to say creatively, and they really empowered each other's performance. There is the way Rocky and Chewy interact on this album is very similar to me as it is on Nothing Face, except this album is a bit more aggressive. The Rocky, Chewy, the way the guitar and the bass are just a little bit off, but yet they stab in and out of each other's that was naughty. Stabbing out of each other's airspace is very cool. It's very inventive, very unique, but it reminds me of, you know, Nothing Face, that sort of interplay. And Chewy he is his own guitar player. He's a very advanced, technical, amazing player, but he is definitely fit within the Piggy style very well. I think he's a lot cleaner and tighter of a player than Piggy was. And he can pick up on that triad nasty tone, those weird chords that Piggy would play. He can completely emulate that. I don't know. I mean, is he Piggy? He's not, but he sure does fit into his shoes pretty well. And this is a great record. It doesn't feel too long. It's just an exciting from beginning to end. I really dig it. Album of the year. All right. Yep. You know what? I've heard that Century Media, you know what? I've ordered twice from Century Media over the years. The last one was maybe a year or two ago. They had some big blowout sale. And I bought like $60 worth of cheap CDs. It was like their bargain bin shit. 4 months later, I got an email saying some of the shit I ordered was out of stock. So they were going to take those off and send the stuff. And they said they sent it. Never got it. And I couldn't find an email or tracking number. I don't have a membership on there, or I'm not authorized on there, so I couldn't get on there, and I just let it go. But that's happened twice to me with Century Media. Nuclear Blast, I will order from all day long and have had no problem. But Century Media, I'm done, man. Plus their vinyl prices. I mean, I get it. Vinyl prices have gone through the roof, but they're ridiculous. But let's move on. We've got, I mentioned this the other night in a stream, showed it. This is Refuge with Solitary Men. This is basically Rage getting back together with the power trio. PV's getting back together with the two other guys that went for quite a while in their early era and was probably the more popular lineup in the band's career. They got back together and they put out this Refuge album. I don't know why they didn't call it Rage. They even have the Rage style font going on here. But they didn't. It was kind of a one and done type of thing here, and production's really good. It sounds like modern day Rage to me. I've only listened to it twice. I need to spend more time with this. But if you're a Rage fan, it's not going to disappoint. It's nothing that's reinventing a wheel. It's just a band that plays very well together within a very interesting sound, doing what they do well. And again, don't know why they didn't call it Rage. Must have been some contractual shit. Don't know. Wondering if he was thinking that this was going to take off and they would just be a different band. Again, don't know. Probably didn't want to get rid of the guys in the normal Rage band. He's had quite a turnover of members over the years, but good album. And not too long ago, my son wanted to go to GameStop, so we went to the Dead Mall. We call it the Dead Mall because there isn't shit going on in it because of Amazon and everybody killing malls of America. There's an FYE in there that is basically a shitty Spencer's. I mean, it's like a Spencer's store. They got a bunch of knickknacks, a bunch of, t-shirts, anime stuff, stuff like that. And they used to have a big metal section. Now it's down to like one rack. Found this sitting in there in the used for like $5. This is Rage with oh my god, I can't see in this light. The Devil Strikes Again. Nothing, again, 2016 release. So it's modern day Rage. It's not that old. It's solid. Again, PV is excellent at choruses and songwriting and has a great voice. And nothing's being reinvented here. It's just solid heavy metal from Germany. Love it. I need more time with it. Listen to it once. Let's see here. Well, I work at home. I have a screen printing business out of my garage, and it's been kind of slow lately. And although it's about to pick up, but when I'm working, I've got music on constantly. There's a shop stereo essentially, and music follows me around everywhere. I listen to more music than I watch TV, although I do watch a lot of YouTube and stuff like that. And I've been very much obsessed with war things. So I've been kind of in that realm, but I try to make it a point, especially with the streams and all that stuff. There's a lot to listen to, but I have a lot of time where I am around music. So it's never really a problem. What's this? Cavernous Carnage. I've emailed them 3 times, and every time they just send me tracking saying it's in progress. It's the version with the live discs. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Century Media, their distro, but it sucks. It sucks. I've ordered twice. The last 2 times I've ordered have been not happening. I'm not going to keep throwing these dinks money if they're not going to send the shit. But anyway, let's move on. Next up, we've got the new Immolation, Acts of God. Can't say I'm a fan of the album cover. It's just kind of I don't like the color scheme. I don't much care for the image, but another killer album by Immolation. Is it as good as Atonement? I think Atonement, let's go to Atonement for a second. That album was Immolation, but doing some different things musically. They were branching out, trying some different songwriting tricks, some more minimal things, and that album to me is probably the best album they've done in a lot of years, which is saying a lot because they've been very consistent. This album is, I was kind of hoping they would stick on the Atonement path. They've kind of laid down some new ideas. I'd hope they continue on that trail, but they didn't. They kind of went back to what they're good at. I mean, they're good at just straight ahead, formulaic, immolation death metal. No one sounds like them. They have a totally unique sound. Ross's vocals are absolutely crushing. The drums on this album are absolutely crushing. The production, everything is great on this. It's a bit long. I mean, there is a bunch of songs on there. They probably could have killed 3 songs on this, put them on another release. It probably would have benefited the album a bit for me, but this is a good drive around town car. As I get to know the songs a bit more, I'm liking it more and more. I didn't ever dislike it. I just thought it was kind of more of the same. But again, if you're a band that's this good, it's okay to be, yeah, I mean, exactly. Heavy Therapy. It's their best. It's a perfect production. It sounds really good. Like Atonement better. I did too. But yeah, there's some songs on here that are definite growers. Atonement is still immolation. It's just they're doing something different on it. They changed up the songwriting formula a bit, which I really appreciate, and I thought the songs were super creative and potent. All right, let's go next. Let's do this one. Let's get caught up with some of the chat here first. There's a lot of you folks. Thanks for hanging out on a completely, like I said, I shot a video today and it only recorded one audio channel, so I couldn't fix it. My computer is old and slow. I loaded. I couldn't figure out how to fix it, so I just said, "Fuck it, I'm not going to upload a crappy video." So I'm just going to go live. Then I don't have to worry about uploading it. So, what do we got? Turntablist just got back cruising. Dollar CD bin, spent $8. Came home with 8 CDs. Only one metal. Black Label Society. Catacombs. Great title. Cool. Blinded Inside. Immolation should make shorter albums. I have a feeling if they remove 2 or 3 songs from each album, you know what? And to be honest, this is a pandemic album. They've had a whole year or so of lockdown of not being able to tour, play any live shows or festivals over in Europe. There's a lot of time to work on material, and they probably could have gotten a EP and a full length out of this and they would have been fine, but they crammed it all onto one. It's fine. I mean, I get what you're saying though, for sure. Thought I wanted more Atonement before I actually heard the new one. I like the new one a lot. I do too. It's great. It's a fantastic album for sure. But okay, next one. I went to listen to this CD a month or so ago. I'm like, you know what? I'm in the mood to listen to some Unisonic. So I went down to grab the first album because I don't listen to this one as much. Wasn't there. Wasn't in its spot. Wasn't around, thinking I would drunkenly put it in the wrong section of the alphabet. Not there. It's gone. So I had to rebuy the first album, which is a Digipack 2 CD set, which comes with some bonus tracks, Over the Rainbow, Souls Alive, and the Morning After. Sorry, the font's really skinny. There is a void in this house. I don't know what it is. I just went to get my check out Metallica's Ride the Lightning on CD the other day. I bought one of the $5 cheap shitty digisleeve that they had at Walmart that the band put out. It's gone. Not around anywhere. The other night I went to grab I thought I had Judas Priest British Steel on vinyl, a really ragged out shit copy. It's not there. It's gone. No one's stealing it. I'm not saying that. It's just there's a fucking void in this house. But anyway, they're gone. So I rebought this, got the bonus tracks, which is cool. 2 CD set. And if you have never heard Unisonic, what is Unisonic? It is mostly the dudes from Pink Cream 69, which is Andy Darris's old band, teamed up with Kai Hansen from Halloween and Gamma Ray and Michael Kiska from Palace Venom and a bunch of other stuff, and of course Halloween. This is the debut by them. It is a very much more AOR inspired album. There isn't a whole ton of super soaring heavy metal on here. It's kind of mellow. When I first got this, I appreciated the talent. It was great hearing Kiska singing over this stuff, but I wasn't really that blown away by it. But after spinning with it for a while, it clicked and I love it. Is it as good as the one that came after this? No, that one is like Keeper of the Seven Keys part 3 or 4 at this point, but solid album. If you're into the, the German heavy metal AOR type stuff. And of course, Michael Kiska is got a golden voice and, the void, it's not, well, the void is, I'm sorry, that was loud. The void is indeed in the son's room, but he loves music. He loves heavy metal stuff, but he just listens to it on his computer. He doesn't give a shit about CDs and stuff. 2 copies that right. Hey man. Awesome. Thanks, Lonnie. I'd appreciate it. As soon as I get it from you though, it'll show up, but I don't know what's happening. Another one I lost was a Russian boot of Monstrosity's Imperial Doom. I'm not loaning this shit out. I stopped loaning out CDs. I would get CDs back after I loaned them out, all scratched to fuck, because not everybody takes care of their shit. So I stopped doing that. But thanks, Lonnie. That'd be killer. I appreciate it. I've got it on vinyl, but CDs are a little more convenient. All right, next one. I went to Grand Rapids a couple weeks ago with my friend, and there is an awesome record store down there called Vertigo Music. Didn't have a ton of money, so I just basically hit the used racks. I bought a handful of things, and this is one of them. I bought this because our friend Jeff Wagner is going to be on Heavy Metallurgy one of these days here next month, I believe, to talk about his book on Fate's Warning that he just wrote, and we're going to go through their collection. So I said, well, I better get something other than John Arch era, and this was in there for $5 or $6, $6. This is a Pleasant Shade of Gray. Am I right? Is that right? Yep, Pleasant Shade of Gray, Fate's Warning. It's good. It's better than I thought it was going to be. When this came out, I did not give a fuck about Ray Alder. Still kind of don't. I mean, I like No Exit okay, but this is pretty damn good. It's annoying that it's one song. So listening to it in the car, you can't just kind of go through and just get bits and pieces of it. It's kind of just an annoying long. You got to be invested in it. And I just haven't had the time. I've gotten about halfway on this thing 3 times now, and I haven't been able to finish it, but it's a lot better than I anticipated. I hated this stuff when it came out. Nowadays, a little more receptive to it. Matured, I've matured. Yeah, I mean, it takes exactly, Michael. It's a grower. I may have been there 1,000 years ago. A long time ago. I mean, we played a show in Lansing at Max Bar 2018 or 2019. I don't know. Hey, Nikki, thanks, man. You're too kind, man. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much, brother. So yeah, I have not been to Flat Black and Circular. We should have went down a little sooner and dug. It seemed like it was a small store. Is that right? Was it kind of a small store? See, I'm just trying to remember. You know what? Circus Lizard, I'm a John Arch fanboy, and I will always love the first 3 and then his solo stuff and his stuff with Mateos. But cool. Yeah, me too. Okay, it must be the same place. I do remember the name, and it didn't seem like they had a lot of stuff that I was looking for when I was there, but that was a long, it might have been when I was married previously, which was almost over 20 years ago. But anyway, next up, let's talk about Godflesh. I've got it in my head that I want to do a ranking video or a deep dive on them with a friend of mine I need to reach out to about this, but for like a Wednesday edition of the show. But this is Godflesh Post Self. There's like 3 of their albums I'm missing. Godflesh is one of those bands that when they were blowing up, when Street Cleaner came out, I bought that and I like elements of it because I do like some electronic music, and it's very dark and polluted. but I just wasn't feeling it like so many other people were. It's grown on me over the years. I ended up really liking the debut, the self-titled debut, and Selfless. Those are my two favorite Godflesh albums. And I hated Slave State, but now I kind of like it. It's just, I have like this weird love-hate thing going on with Godflesh, and I'm trying to bring it around again. I've been spinning their catalog, what I have. I'm missing two more albums. You can't find them for cheap online. You think you'd be able to score these. I mean, this is just a super shitty digipack. These CD collectors, everybody bitches, oh, you don't do CDs anymore. Well, this is what people are getting. Are you happy with this? This is cheap. I mean, this wasn't a cheap CD. It's used and it's shit. But anyway, let's talk about Godflesh. I was quite surprised. This album kind of strikes me as a return to form. It's really good production. It's got a really kind of aggressive sound to it. There's a lot of experimentation. I think the last track is very long and wandering with the experimentation, which is kind of annoying. But the songs, the concise songs they're quite good. Is it Selfless? Is it the self-titled? Is it Street Cleaner? It's not, but it sounds like them being heavy and nasty again and not shying away from, some experimentation, which is cool. So I've spun this a couple times. I need to get 2 more CDs of theirs. I think they're the 2 before this, and then I'll be all caught up. And then we'll probably do that deep dive if anyone cares. It seems like there might be love both eras. Hell yeah. Fucking love Godflesh. Hope you end up doing a Godflesh deep dive. We might. It won't take long. I have a guy in mind to do it. Awesome. Okay, let's go on to this next thing here. Okay. Again, when this album came out, we'll have a little sippy sip. Hold on. When this album came out, it was all over the YouTube metal community. And a lot of hype. And quite honestly, I thought their last album was very good, aggressive, bury a thrash. This is Heathens with Empire of the Blind. This album to me is not as good as the last album. It's just more mid-paced and kind of wandering. And Lee Altus, what's the hell is his name? Lee Altus. Let me find it. I wish my memory worked better than it does. Lee Altus, yeah. He is also the second guitar player, and of course, Exodus. And on this album here, and the last album too, he does not do much to alter his guitar tone. So these kind of sound like Exodus songs to me, less crazy. I mean, Gary writes some crazy riffs. Lee's riffs are a little more subdued, although he can kick it up. Like on the last album, I can't remember the name of it. It's got the guys evolving and then walking off the cliff. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor. Let's just go up here to the Oracle. Don't want to leave you with poor information. I wish my brain, it was called The Evolution of Chaos. I knew it was something like that. You beat me to it, Darcy. Hey, we got to get Darcy. I think you're scheduled to be on this month. It's May now. We should be getting you on an episode of Heavy Metallurgy. So I wouldn't say it's turd, but it's pretty fucking boring. I've heard worse. Another thing, it's kind of the problem with today's metal CDs. Look at all the fucking songs on here. They're all too long. There's a couple songs where it picks up a little bit in dynamics and speed, but man, it's just not enough. There's just a lot of, it's kind of like a flat line, the tempo, the dynamics, the song, the vocals are okay. It's the same vocalist they've always had, the original vocalist. It's just the songs, they center around the chorus. It's just the name of the song in the chorus. Not a lot of life. I'm shocked that so many people ranted and raved about this. You've led me astray, YouTube. You led me astray. Of course, I've done the same. Right, Jurgen, with Vinder. But I only got this for like $4 on a Nuclear Blast sale. So I'm not out much, and it was interesting to hear it, but I doubt I'm going to be spending this much past the point. It's slid into the CD collection. Next up, Victims of Deception. Yes, Darcy, I have that on cassette. Do I like the band Wrath? I've got the green one. It says Wrath in green slime like colors on tape. There's also a red colored tape too. I can't remember the green slime tape. I can look. I've got Encyclopedia Metallum up here. Let's Wrath. USA, right? Nope. Heavy metal. Oh my God. There's a million Wrath bands. Thrash metal, United States. There they are. I have, I think it's this one. Yep. Nothing to Fear on cassette. And when I bought it back in the day, I was a little underwhelmed. I thought it was kind of coming out in a time where thrash was getting tired because it got tired. I don't even need metal archives. I got you guys. You guys can be my brain. I'm just a big old meathead. Anyway. So yeah. Oh, yeah, I need to revisit it. It's been sitting on the tape rack for decades at this point. I've got tape decks. I've got some that work, but man, I'm just always still tapes make me mad. Anyway, next up, Ken Nardi from Anacrusis. You guys remember them? St. Louis, Missouri. Put out 4 albums as Anacrusis. Broke up. Got back together a couple times. Played some shows. Ken, a couple years ago, put out a 2 CD solo album called Reflections of the Past. Is that correct? Other than the drum programming being too loud and obvious in the mix, which initially turned me off from that, the more I spun it, I fell in love with it. It sounds like Anacrusis. There's 2 CDs full of music, so it's too much. It could have been 2 albums released separately. Probably would have been a better fit. Too long, but I ended up loving it. So this is his second solo album. This is a 2 CD set as well. This is a bonus. It's got a bonus disc. This is Trauma, put out by Dive Bomb Records. Hey James, what's going on? Dive Bomb Records is a great label. Great dude. He is putting out some really cool stuff. And if you got this early, you get the 2 CD bonus, and you also got an autographed card from the guy. Again, this sounds a lot like Anacrusis. He sounds amazing. If you've never heard Ken Nardi sing, he's got a really clean, distinct vocal style. But his screams, man, it sounds like he's skinning a cat with his vocals. It is fucking awesome. His screams are just unholy after all these years. And this is a band, Anacrusis used to tour. They used to tour a lot. And his vocals are still sounds like he's 15, screaming for the first time is a young metal freak. But side 2 or disc 2 of this contains 2 new songs and 4 remakes of Anacrusis songs. Which ones? What You Became, Release, Far Too Long, and Brotherhood. Really good. I haven't spun this enough to like it as much as the last solo thing because I spent a lot of time with that one, but about 3 listens in on this, it's very solid. The production, the drum, if it's not a real drummer, which I'm assuming it's not, he got way better at recording it and mixing it in with the music, so it doesn't sound as computerized. Quite a good album. Ken is still killing it. Excellent stuff. And again, Anacrusis is one of those bands during the day, the thrash band. Sadist is another one. They were super unique and different from a lot of people, other bands, so they kind of slipped through the cracks. Anacrusis is one of them, even though they were on Metal Blade Records. So yeah. Next up, vinyl. Let's do some vinyl. During the Grand Rapids trip, I snagged this in the used bin as well. Fifth Angel's debut album, self-titled debut album. It's a Christian band. I can't remember where they're from. I want to say Norway, but that is probably incorrect. Fifth Angel. They're from nope, they're from Washington, United States. So I was way off. But yep, The cover was a little wrecked on this, not terrible, but someone spilled coffee on it, and the album is in great shape. The best song on here is the lead-off track, In the Fallout, but this is a really solid metal record. It was on Epic Records, Concrete and Epic. I think they're Christian. It says lyrical themes: fantasy, destiny, power, love. Oh, that's so nice. I heard I'm on there was a metal show here on the college station back when I was a teenager that got taken over by a religious lady, and she switched the whole format over to Christian stuff. So that's the first time I ever heard Fifth Angel. So I'm assuming that they are. Nikki, this is Fifth Angel, the debut Fifth Angel album. Listened to it a couple times. It was worth the $15 I spent on it. Really solid, great singer, really solid metal. Is it groundbreaking? No. Is it mind blowing? No, it's not. But good stuff. Really enjoyed it. I have to text my wife real quick. Hold on, uno momento. Never fails. Okay, next up. Okay, the band. Let's talk about the black metal band Mork from Norway. I'm a big fan of Norwegian black. Oh wait, I got one more CD. I fucked up, and this is for you, Jurgen. If you've been watching the Glorious Album Club on the Wednesdays that we do it, the first one we did was for Avantasia. I did the one after this. This is The Mystery of Time, a rock epic. This is a lot darker than the one which one did we do? We did I think I'm losing my mind, guys. Seriously. I can't remember shit anymore. I wish I could say it was from doing a ton of pot, but it's not. Moonglow. This album to me, it came out before Moonglow, and it's a little bit darker, a little bit heavier, and it's got the following singers on it. Of course, Tobias Sammet, who is the main guy he writes all the stuff. He sings on this. Has a very Steve Perry high end range. He's from the band Ed Guy. Jolyn Turner, of course, we know who he is. Biff Byford from Saxon. Michael Kiska, of course, we know who he is. Cloudy Yang, Ronnie Atkins, Eric Martin, and Bob Catley. I mean, if you got some of the best singers in metal singing on your album, it's really kind of hard to fuck it up. It really is. And again, it's another solid rock opera, metal opera, if you will. It's less Meatloaf. Moonglow afterwards was very Meatloafy sounding to me, very rock opera-ish. This here is just a lot more straight up European metal to me. I liked it. I liked it better than Moonglow, and I did like Moonglow. So if you're into that stuff, check it out. Oh, my favorite Avantasia is the Scarecrow. Kind of sounds like Hard Rock Disney, but who cares? Good is good. Exactly. No, that was when I worked for the commercial shop. There was this cleaning fluid we used that was highly cancerous, and I had to clean my press and screens with it. It was enough to make you fucking crazy. That's probably why I'm going completely dumb. I do not. I only have this one and Moonglow. I've got them both in that Nuclear Blast sale for like $3 each. Worth it. Anyway, let's get back to Mork from Norway. Mork is basically one guy. I can't remember his name. Eriksson, I want to say is his last name. And he assembles a band to go play live. I'm a big Norwegian black metal fan, and I see this band, Mork and Tolka, as being two of the bands that are continuing on the spirit of it. But it was a year or so ago that this Eriksson guy, I don't know if it was on his Facebook page or his Instagram page, he posed buck-ass naked in front of a fjord and like looking on all, naked. And I think the caption was, "What are your summer plans?" And I'm thinking, is black metal trying to bring sexy back? Because now every time I listen to Mork, I'm thinking of this guy's bare ass, not in the Las Vegas way. I'm just saying, it's just, that would have been something that I think someone should have stopped him from doing. It just makes no sense. But this is the new album. What do we got here? Kata Dralen, nailed it. sounded exactly Norwegian. Just picked this up. It's quite good. It's got vocal guest appearances by Nocturno Culto and Dolk from Kemfar. Quite good. Ericsson's vocals are very acidic. The music is well done. It's a very good album. It's been really, I mean, the Norwegian scene, they either went kind of techie death metal for a while, or they went like this Norwegian sweater metal where it got like all artsy, fartsy, wine drinking. I don't know. I don't know what happened to the Norwegian scene. They just kind of, it evolved. It got more arty, which is fine, because it took a lot of people with them on that. A lot of people like that stuff. I don't really. Okay, what do you guys have to say here? Let's see. They are good, but now I just think of the fucking bare ass photo shoot. How stupid, man. He did not have any corpse paint on. He was all like coiffed and looking gorgeous. All right. Yeah, right. I can support that message. Yep, bare ass cheeks, man. That's what brings on. I wish I had a link to it. I'm not friends with him on Facebook, but a friend of mine sent me a picture of it. Like, look at this jackass. It is a good podcast. I've listened. He's had some pretty cool interviews on there over the years. Anyway, let's move on. In Norway, we're sticking with. I end up picking up Old Man's Child, Born of the Flickering on Cosmic Key Creations. This album I had back in the day as a promo card CD. I was listening to it a couple months ago. I was like, God damn, it's such a good album. I wish I had a full version of it. Came across my radar and I snapped it up. It's quite an excellent reproduction of the album. This is Norwegian black metal, mid-90s. This is a good documentation of it. It's not necessarily Dimmu Borgir influence, so the keyboards are subtle but really tasteful. The songwriting is really good. I just like the feel and the flow of the songs. And they did a couple albums that were quite good before they kind of fell off for me. But one thing of noting here, this is a 2 LP set. It's a 3-sided record. The third side has a gray screen print on it. Kind of cool. So obviously not a cheap record, but when you see it, you buy it, right? You see it, you buy it. So I bought it. I'm going to put this away. I'm going to break the code and re-sleeve on camera. All right. Next up. Actually, this is it. This is going to be the end, I think. Another band that's had a ton of hype. Don't know why or how, but how these things work, but it worked. And it's Holder, a Belgian woman living in the US, started putting out a ton of stuff, demos, tapes, 7 inches, stuff like that. I picked up this album. This is the, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. I'm not even gonna try to tackle it. Basically, this is a full length of earlier material. I think some demo and stuff all mixed together onto one album. It's good, solid, raw black metal, cult black metal. You can tell there's something there. She isn't just a one-off thing. She employs a drummer and she plays all the rest of the instruments and screams, of course. So the drums are good. It's solid black metal. Yeah, it's good. But what got better is the debut album. God's Lastering, Hymns of a Forlorn Peasantry. This album is a huge step up in quality. Huge. She got it figured out. Not only is there a great production on this, it sounds fantastic. The songwriting really matured a lot. And it isn't just raw, straight up black metal. There's a lot of hooks. It's catchy. It's like I said, it's really well considered black metal. This is on Iron Bonehead. And she just signed to $20 spin. So I'm actually quite looking forward to the next album. The one thing I don't like about this album is the cover. I know I'm wearing a Mark Riddick t-shirt and he did the border for this, but I just don't like the mix between, hand drawn and the picture. It's just, I don't know. It could have been a better cover, I guess. But this is a fantastic record. The hype on this one is real. I feel if you're into black metal, the hype on this one is real for sure. And I've got electronic stuff. I might save that for another night. I have to go make sure my kid is going to bed here soon. He has got school in the morning, and I still have a ass load of laundry to do. So the 63 people of you that the 63 of you that joined me tonight and commented, thank you so much. It's been fun. I'm probably going to do this a little bit more. Me and Alan have been talking about little things here and there to start when he's done with school here next month. We're going to start doing smaller shows throughout the week, not just on Wednesdays and Fridays. We might start doing some little things here and there to feed the algorithm. So if you're not subscribed, hey, throw a fat old guy a bone and subscribe, or tell a friend about Marty Worm channel, Heavy Metallurgy. We'd love to have you signed on and watching our stuff. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And listen to some good metal today. I was up till 4:30 this morning, spinning some cool records. It was a lot of fun. Re-familiarizing myself with my collection, filing records away that haven't been touched in a year. It makes you remember why you do it. It's kind of fun to have these things and be able to pick and choose and listen to some different styles in one night. A lot of fun. But hey, Aaron, what's going on? Everybody go check out the Metal Theologian. Go check out Jurgen's channel. Brian Arkham is up. Check out his channel. Classy Lonnie Metal. Go check out Classy Lonnie's channel. Nikki, you need to start a channel. You need to start a channel, man. We know we've had this conversation, but it'd be cool to hear your thoughts on some of this stuff for sure. But anyway, y'all have a great night, and we will see Wednesday because we will finally be doing the Glorious Album Club of that Leprous album, The Congregation. TJ picked it. I think he's getting back at me for the Avantasia thing, which probably is deserved. But y'all have a good night. Take care. You have a great week. We'll see you Wednesday.